the one person did say, like, how do I know if they're sold, which I should put sold underneath them. But I'm just like, well, just ask me, I have tons. I have so many. I wish people would buy, more.
That's an advantage, because a friend of mine a long time ago taught me build up your inventory. So I purposefully create so much that I have inventory. All right. So in my body of work, there are pieces, especially that draw from pop art, that I think I'm just going to own forever. And so today's guest, when I was engrossed in her Instagram feed, um, and got to a King Buzzo painting and realized that I wasn't the only person who made a King Buzzo painting in the world. I just had to bring her on. So here I know her as ABRSLR on Instagram. Check her out. Give her a follow. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. And I
Good.
feel bad because that's what I know you as.
Yeah. Well, I'm also known as Ashley.
Ashley, right? Okay. I know that, and I know your work. It's always funny to meet
We
a
could leave
person.
it. We could leave it at ABRSLR. It's more mysterious.
Ashley. Okay, good.
know?
That was a bad host move for me. But no, I'm consumed. We were talking a little before we got on. So you started a year ago, like
Yeah, it was about
as
a year
far
ago.
as
Like I really got heavy into it, like with the quarantine and all that.
right.
And I always wanted to paint, but unfortunately, I was never able to put my ideas like down. Like I literally have to look at something. Like I feel like I can't paint in mind. Like I have to look at like a photograph, and I could paint that. I think pretty well, but to just like sit there and create my own paintings, like some of these painters and artists, I can't do that. So like it was like I didn't do anything for a while, and then I seen this picture of this like she's an elder model. Her name's Jean Woods, and she like inspired me because I was always like into fashion, and I love like 80s like synth pop new wave artists. Like I love like that style and stuff like that. So I like mainly started painting that type of people, and then it turned into like obscure, like really off the wall, like interesting, quirky people, like someone that you might forget and stuff like that. And I always try to like find pictures that no one else had painted. Now I did one of Sid and Nancy, and I was so proud of it, because I'm like, oh, I've never seen like a painting like that. And then the other day I just saw one that I feel is like way cooler than mine. But yeah, I always try to find like pictures that you know I haven't really seen before. Like you see
Well,
paintings
talk about the draw to that, because that I thought it's in your profile and I just loved it. Like
the I'm sorry,
that idea of people you
like the
might have forgotten
peculiar and
about. Yeah.
yeah, like, and by peculiar I don't mean it in an awful way. Like I'm intrigued by the weirder you are, the more drawn in I am to you. Like I feel I was always the black sheep in my family, so I always like that person who just stands out. And like there are a lot of people that are fantastic that we forget. Like I'm trying like our Stevie Moore and people like that. And our Stevie Moore's such a cool guy. Like he liked my art. He messaged me, like, and when they do that, you like have a different light, and you look at them in a different light. You know what I mean?
Well,
And it's just really
that's
cool. And I've
really,
had so many
yeah,
like interactions with different people, and it's exciting.
that's really magic about the internet, really.
Yeah.
That that happens because I've had more than one instance where it's like, wow, this person like you have that interaction with the
Yeah.
person you painted. And
Yeah. It's
but
insane. And then
yeah.
they're so, what's the word I want to look for? Like humble. like so awesome, you know, to reach out, because there are people who will totally ignore it, and I'm just like, whatever, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm still like proud of what I did, and I still find them interesting, you know, and I get like, you know, everybody's different, but the ones that reach out and tell you their, you know, opinion and stuff like that, add you as a friend, like it's just awesome. Like I really am enjoying it. I'm selling paintings. I never intended to do that. Like it was just for fun, you know, and I painted Daniel Johnston, and I, you know, I always tag all the artists, and they messaged me, and I'm like, that's, you know, because Daniel Johnston isn't around anymore. And then here it was, the owner of Electric Lady Studios. And I guess he, you know, he works with Daniel's brother. And I was like, wow, this can't even be real. You know, like I had to Google this guy and like look it all up. And he like bought all these paintings from me, and just was a really cool guy. You know, he shared my art, and, you know, I read a lot about him, and he literally worked his way like from the bottom up. Like it just really cool people you run across, you know, good-hearted, kind people.
Yeah. So prior, because it's a consistent body of work, it seems like. They're all on cardboard.
Yeah, and
So
it's just
yeah.
random. It's weird. Like this one person that follows me is like, I don't even understand, you know, the pattern of your, which was still after Ozzy, because they're both Osbournes, but like it's different, you know, kind
Yeah.
of.
But you had never painted before that?
I did, but it was like kind of copying others,
Right.
you know. Like I really love oh, who is he? He's a, let me look. I'm like having a brain. I follow him. He's a French artist. I would, Jean Julien. Did you ever hear him?
No.
I hope I'm saying his name right, because I discover everyone online. So I'm just reading, you
I'll
know. He's cool.
hey.
And I would like just copy his art and put it on canvas so I didn't have to buy his art, because I'm and then hang it on my wall, you know.
Your own painting
Copyrighted
set.
wall. I'm
Well, it's fair
sorry.
game if yeah, it's fair game if you're not selling it.
No,
So
yeah. It was just for my own pleasure.
yeah. No, it's funny that idea though of like the just looking I guess for the it's almost eccentrics. I remember I had a girlfriend and I got close to her uncle and he died of prostate cancer. But at his funeral, one of his friends talked about him and like what made Mike was his name special. And he's like, and Mike was a really quiet hippie dude. He was the hippie uncle I never had.
That everyone
But
wants, right?
right, and so quiet, happy dude, and he talked about like they would go to a concert or something, and Mike would wander off, and then he'd find that one person that was just really interesting, and it was like he would find the Waldo in the world. And the thing is, he was like that, so it was
Yeah.
natural that
Yeah, that makes
that
me
he
think of, there's this guy in Woodstock, New York, and I met him twice in life. His name's Grandpa Woodstock.
yeah
And the first time I met him, he was pushing his girlfriend, this little old lady, she's so cute, in his little basket, you know, and he had a dog. And then the second time, unfortunately, she had passed away. But like each time we met him, I felt like he was literally my grandpa. You know, like he was just so awesome. And that's such a sweet little town. You know, everybody's really nice, and it's just really authentic and old. It's cool.
yeah
Not where Woodstock took place, though. You knew that, right? It did not happen in Woodstock.
well
I think it was,
well
I don't know
refresh
how
my
far away.
memory.
It was Bethel,
Yeah.
New York, which there's a, because I'm like a big folk art nerd. So I take little road trips, and we go look at like muffler men and stuff. And there's one right outside the Woodstock camp. It's really cool. It took us forever to find it, and it was literally like right at the end of the road, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun.
So you've always been into art though, like as
Oh
far
yeah,
as
yeah. I kind of wish I would have like pursued it a little more in school, but I unfortunately in high school I didn't get along well with my teacher, but I was like a stubborn, hot-headed brat.
yeah.
So, and then in college I took a year of art, you know, and I really liked it and I really was intrigued by the teacher. He was really cool, but I never really farther, you know, went any farther with it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I taught preschool, so I got to do a lot of art. We did a lot of art, you know, and that was like my favorite thing to focus on. Unfortunately, now I have like a warehouse job, you know, but
Yeah.
it's whatever. I love painting. It's pretty much taken over a lot of my time lately. I feel bad for my husband because it's all I do.
Well, I know the feeling. It
Yeah, it's a good escape, you know.
it yeah, it has all it's addicting too, is
Oh
what it
yeah,
is.
it
Um
really is.
even my day's pretty full. I'm a full-time single father, and so I'm dad most of the day. In between there, I do my social media,
Yeah.
but then I'm really tired at night by the time they're down. But as soon as I break out the studio stuff, adrenaline kicks in, and I'm alive again, and it's weird.
Yeah.
And then I pay for it the next day, but
I totally understand.
yeah, I can't
I
help it.
work I start work at like 2:30 in the afternoon and then I'll work till 1 a.m. and then I get home around 1:30. So then, you know, I'll do my thing, stuff my face, you know, because I got to do that and whatever. And then I paint literally till like 6 a.m., you know, and then I get up at 10 because I have to post it. You know, I'm so anxious to
Yeah,
post
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Sometimes you kind of have to step away though, you know, and just have a few days to get your
I have
center.
so I have so much trouble doing that,
Yeah, me too.
because especially it's so nice. I don't know if it was heightened with the pandemic, but the I feel like there's more kinship, there's more dialogue. Like I'm making more friends than I ever did
Yeah.
on
Yeah, people are
on these.
commenting a lot more and like sharing memories. Like this one guy, I loved it. Like he commented on my Richard Butler, the lead singer from Psychedelic Furs, and I got to see them and they were amazing. And he does this weird thing with his leg, you know, where like puts them like all weird. It's so crazy. I mean, he's like in his early 60s and he still could do it, you know? And I painted him like that. And this guy's like, oh my God, I'm having a flashback, blah, blah, blah. And it was just the nicest comment. So, I
Well,
mean, I totally appreciate stuff like that. You know, I mean, I feel like a person, like I have a skill that I never thought I had a skill, you know? So it's nice
it's
to have people like I literally have like a little fan club, you know?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you, because it just pop culture having that effect, you know. I For years, I don't know, there was different phases of my art career. You know, I've been doing art since I was 18 and making a career of it. And you know, in the beginning, it's like you're listening to all of these trains of thought, and I guess who I was running with like frowned on pop art. So I would make it really itty bitty. You know, and then I had my more academic work.
I was never
But
good
then
at that.
well, and then and I have like you know, you were talking about how random things can be. Like I think you see my sports account,
Yeah.
but I have like all these different accounts, and the main one's El Santos World, and you can see how really random I can be. You know,
Yeah, I feel like it's how you're feeling that day, you know, like
yeah. Well, I always it's I paint what makes me happiest.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just want to come in here and do line drawings and just black and white minimalism. And then other days I don't. Other days I just want to paint Yoda or or whatever, you know. And I'm great at losing myself in a tangent. So I don't know where I was going, but I
That's
guess we
all
were
right.
talking about the power of pop art and that connection because yeah, it's how I started to separate my work because you know, like sports, baseball, they go on that one account, and then I have a wrestling account. I
I
have a
love
Star Wars
wrestling. I
account.
love wrestling.
Yeah, but in all of those, when I compartmentalized those things, I found that I was getting more of that dialogue you're talking about, where people will hit me with their memories. It's
Yeah.
like you remember this, and then when you're passionate about it, you have such a cool connection, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
like
Yeah, I'm learning a
and
lot too. I'm learning
yeah,
a lot off of, like some of the people I paint, I don't fully listen to. Like, I'll literally find some people through other people's friends, and like, or if they'll like a picture of mine, I'm like, wow, that person's really cool looking, and then I'll just paint them. And some I'll just like send them to them or I'll post them, like I literally just did. I don't know if you ever heard of Legs McNeil. He's apparently like a punk journalist, but I painted him and his wife and I sent it to them and like they want to buy it and it's so exciting to me. Like, you know, uh, he like has pictures with Andy Warhol. It's
yeah.
crazy to me. It's
The
insane.
name sounds familiar, but
Yeah, Legs McNeil. I never heard
okay.
of him. I hate to say that. And then I looked him up. I'm like, oh my God, I think this guy's important. Maybe I should follow him back.
Yeah. Well, it's a big world that
Yeah,
but yeah, I find it can be an education, like
definitely.
painting. I have this one guy that I did it's an ongoing thing where we do fundraising for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City. And so I have this one guy that commissions a bunch of stuff. And each time he does, like, I get this new education because he starts to tell me about them. And I start to read more. And it's cool because
Yeah, and like,
otherwise,
don't you know what? Like, one person usually leads into another person too. You're like, oh
yeah,
wow, no, she was married to
yeah,
them, and what?
yeah. Well, yeah, and in that sense, it's their histories. That's and again, that's what makes your work such a wormhole because I found myself really studying what you're doing. So you've been working a year, and what do you see going forward?
I really don't know. Like, I just kind of am just going with the flow. I just really am doing it for fun. Right now I'm making some sales, which I never thought would happen. I don't profit a whole lot. Like, I don't charge for shipping and stuff like that. And I'm just glad that people have my art. Like, it's just almost unreal that people want it.
Yeah, well,
So, I
it's
just
really
plan on,
good. Yeah,
continue painting. And I don't know. I mean, I would love to be an artist and quit my job. That would be amazing, but I don't know. That's too good to be true. Who knows?
it's
Who
possible.
knows?
Um, I'm, I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah, is
And
that your full-time job?
yeah,
That's awesome.
especially in the pandemic. Um, I worked with a nonprofit previously, and that
Yeah.
took up a lot of my time. I still, at the same time, was a full-time artist as well, full-time father. It's great, but the I mean the pandemic really made me focus. I didn't have a choice, um, and it's amazing how powerful all of the resources are at our fingertips. They're on our phone.
Yeah.
To that if really anyone wants to make it a full-time gig, it's there. It's just you know, it's no different than any other job. It's a lot of
Yeah,
work.
absolutely. I want to make
But
t-shirts and stuff like that, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It and
wear
that's
my
all
own
out there.
t-shirts, like
Yeah,
Styles in Team Wolf.
stuff like Printify. Have you looked at that?
No, see, I don't really know a lot about. I was trying to watch like some YouTube videos, getting like seeing what was the best stuff to buy and what all I need to buy and stuff like that. And what was that called?
Printify. I'll message it to you. But
Okay, thank you.
it's and
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah, that's
definitely,
the other thing. There's the YouTubes, there's I mean, I definitely upped my social media game after when the because it's like, man, I can't go out to market like I used to. I can't run shows like I used to. And
yeah.
then at some point, like maybe I could, but it's like I don't wanna.
Honestly,
you know,
I
I
agree. Like, I feel the quarantine, I kind of enjoyed it, like it was kind of like a relief
yeah.
and an
I,
excuse to have to stay in and be a slob.
what's that? It's your house, and one day, and uh, one day it'll be, or one day soon, hopefully, you know, be able to amble about more comfortably. But
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like I get all this time with my kids.
Are they
It
in
is
school?
hard.
Are they in school?
Well, they're I have a 5-year-old and twin 4-year-olds. So
Wow.
yeah, they're in the 5-year-old I'm homeschooling, and then the the other two do like 15 minutes, and then they have homework assignments. It's like pre-K.
Right.
So yeah, it's a tricky schedule, but we get through it. We get through it. We even make some art during the day, so it's nice. But yeah, I mean, that's been so cool. Like so and I think about, like, man, I don't doing the shows and exhibiting art, and even how I was marketing pre-pandemic kind of don't make sense now. Like, why would I go back to that when I have people worldwide buying my art now? And
Right. I feel like you're getting your word out more this way, right?
yeah, I have a map like online where it shows where all my work is gone, and
Yeah,
it's
nice.
amazing. I didn't have that reach.
Yeah, there's not much of an art scene in my area. Like, I used to go to the big art show that was ran in Philadelphia, and then, I kind excuse me, I kind of lost touch with that because we all grew up and people had started families and stuff like that. But I looked into that. I don't know if I can't even find the guys who ran it. It's weird. It's like it didn't even exist, but I know it did. Like, they'd get bands and there'd be just local art. It was really cool. And they'd
Yeah,
they'd have it in like an old warehouse. I remember there was this one where it had like an old crank elevator and stuff like that. So it was neat. I miss stuff like that. There's really nothing. I'm in like Napa area, Pennsylvania, Northeast Pennsylvania, Wilkes-Barre area. I'm from Schuylkill County originally, but it's nice here. It's just like the sticks. There's not much
yeah.
going on. But I like it. It's nice, the solitude, and it's quiet. Me and the deer. And
Oh wow, that
a
does sound
turkey
nice.
occasionally. And I have
Yeah,
chickens. Yeah.
that sounds really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny is when I was younger, I was all about the city, and
Me too. Me too. I wanted to live in Brooklyn. I still love Brooklyn.
right.
Brooklyn
Yeah,
is nice. It's very old. and a lot of cool homey little bars.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
To live there, I don't think so.
right. Yeah, I'll hang out, but I don't want to
Yeah.
live there. It's like I like quieter pace things. So what you're describing sounds really cool. Um, I'll have to take notes. Yeah. Um, but so talk about the people that have reached out to you. Who was the most surprising as far as
Um,
like you painted something and they
well, the biggest one was the Electric Lady studio dude, he was cool,
yeah.
really nice. I actually sent him Gummy Art's portrait of Daniel, and then he posted it, and oh my God, I'm like, you need to check this guy out, because like I found Gummy Arts, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I
Yeah.
saw the guy on your podcast too who does cards as well, which is really cool. And
Bill.
they're a lot different, which is neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Um
cool, all the different types of art.
well, yeah, the baseball guys are they're wild. I
Yeah.
like them.
I actually had someone message me to do Minute Bowl, and I'm like,
Yeah,
absolutely. I would
yeah.
love to.
Yeah, I've got um I'll do these videos and then I'll ask for like, you know, put suggestions out there. And
Yeah.
somebody mentioned them the other day. I was like, that would be cool because I'm doing these long basketball player cards.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, yeah, it goes with the format. It's funny because a friend of mine, he bought a piece from me years ago, and I had done that, and I forgot I had made that piece. But that's where I guess the idea lingered. So
Do you remember the movie The Air Up There with
no,
Kevin Bacon? And I always thought for some reason it was Manute Bol, but it's not. It's just a really tall dude. But oh, it's so good. That would actually be fun to paint. I saw the one guy, I can't think of his name. He did a Teen Wolf, like Teen Wolf
yeah,
bowling. I really like that. Yeah, there was a lot of cool. I just got art off Latter Day Sins. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He did a
no,
like he does like ink, and it's a Patrick Swayze. Oh, we did like an art swap, and I gave him a Rick
okay,
Taylor for Patrick Swayze. Really weird trade,
yeah,
but.
I love a good trade. It
Oh yeah,
I've got a
absolutely.
lot of cool art in the house because of that. Yeah, I think the most fun is the baseball card guys because it feels like I'm a kid again. Like,
Yeah, it's such a good idea. I never would think that. I saw them,
well,
I'm like, that is brilliant.
what really, I mean, what set that off was the company Tops that makes baseball cards started putting artists in a series, and then that just caused an explosion.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. I've been it's like, yeah, that looks cool. So,
I loved
but
collect. I used to collect there was this card place in the middle of the mall when I grew up as a kid. And
uh,
if I would make the honor roll, I could go and like get so many cards. And I remember like the smell of new cards and everything.
yeah, yeah.
I
So,
still have them somewhere.
yeah, are you originally from uh Pennsylvania or
Yeah.
yeah? So even
Yeah. I haven't moved too far from home. I'm like 50 minutes away from my hometown.
hmm, cool. Yeah, I came from up north, and then but I was really young, so
In
I'm a
Pennsylvania,
southerner.
or
I'm a
where are you at?
southerner, I guess.
Where are you at now?
Oh no, I'm in Bedford, Texas. It's
Oh,
between
Texas. Okay.
Dallas and Fort Worth.
Okay.
So
Cool, cool.
yeah.
Never been to
Um
Texas. Can't say I have. I've been out to Utah, which I love. That I don't understand why I live on the East Coast. It's way too cold here. It's still way too cold. I mean, we've been having pretty nice weather, but it's cold.
Um, okay. Well, so you said as far as you selling the art, people just contact you directly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll
cool.
just message
So,
me, normally ask if I have a shop, you know.
yeah. So are you thinking about putting up a shop?
Not necessarily. I mean, it goes pretty smooth with the way that it's going, you know.
That you're doing it?
The
Yeah.
one person did say, like, how do I know if they're sold, you know, which I should put sold underneath them, but I'm just like, well, just ask me, you know, I have tons. I have so many. I wish people would buy, you know,
You know,
more.
I would well, see, that's an advantage. Because a friend of mine a long time ago taught me build up your inventory. So I purposefully create so much that I have
You ever do
inventory.
duplicates?
If I
I
get a
don't know.
request, if I get a request and it's a commission,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't like if I did something, I don't normally go back and redo it. That just doesn't make sense because there's
Yeah.
so much other stuff I want to make.
I have to
But
really be like into, you know, like I see something and I instantly want to
yeah.
paint it. You know, I can't just like, I had someone ask if I could paint a picture. Hey, I'm going to grab water really quick. I'm really sorry because I'm
Okay,
getting
no, it's fine.
scratchy, but I'll continue the story. I just got to run over
It's
here.
taking
Yeah,
a water
that
break.
guy
All right, good.
messaged me
That was
and
quick. I was I thought you were gonna go to
I
the
didn't take a
well.
swig of water yet, but I'm going to tell you the story really quick and then I will. But
Oh, okay.
yeah. He messaged me and wanted me to paint him and his wife. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, just send me a picture, whatever. The picture was like them both in sunglasses and it was like angled really weird. And I'm like, do you, you know, would you happen to have like any other picture? Do you really want this picture? He's like, oh yeah, I want that picture. So like I tried my best to create this portrait, you know, and I did it like 3 times. So I was getting frustrated. And then like the third time I looked at it, I'm like, ah, it's the best I could do. I'm just gonna send it. And if he doesn't like it, hey, whatever. I won't take it personally, you know. But he did say he liked it and whatnot, you know, and then it apparently he couldn't find it. And then they eventually found it. It was at the neighbor's. I said, yo, just let me know like what she thinks either way. Like I would just want to know. Like I need to know. Like I'm that type of person, you know, I just need to know what she thinks. I could handle it. Well, I never heard from him ever again. So I'm just like, well, I'm not going to take that personally, you know, but like I can't just draw like things like request it. Like I can try. Like Manute Bowl, I'm pretty pumped to do him.
Yeah.
But like some personal portraits, like not that everybody isn't interesting, but do you know what I mean? Like there are standoutish people like that just are like, wow, you see them and you're like, I really want to paint them. Do you know what I mean?
It's just different because when it's somebody from pop culture, even if it's obscure, you know, it's just different than the responsibility of doing somebody
Yeah, there's like no pressure,
justice.
right? It's just because it's fun.
I
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I remember with there's been a couple of portraits. Tom Seaver, he's a baseball player, and I was just I kept working and working, and I'm like, I just can't find his face interesting. And finally, I did, but I if that was a commission, I would have been freaking out. And I
Yeah,
do when I take so I don't
it gets frustrating.
it can and then yeah, but then when you do it right and they do love it, um that's awesome.
Yeah.
I a friend of mine from high school had me um do a portrait to give to his wife of him and his son, and it was and I hate it when that's what's nerve-wracking about a commission is it's in your court And I'm like, well, I'm like, here it is, dude. Here it is. You know, because I'm like, I just,
You're just holding your breath, hoping for the best.
well, because I felt like, man, I really went left field with that. And then it's like, man, I hope Heather likes it. And so he writes back, after he's given it to her, and he's like, she didn't like it. She
Nah,
loved it.
really.
And I was like, don't do that. So, but I think that's the general experience. It's like people, I think we put ourselves in that pressure as creatives,
Yeah.
that because people generally have flocked to your work because they like it. And so they'll, I would say 98% of the time, be okay. But
Yeah.
then there's that 2% that we just can't handle.
Yeah,
Uh,
I forget what I was gonna say. I don't know. I guess
well,
it was
back to the, so you have inventory then.
I have lots.
It would
I
be
just actually
wise.
sold a good bit though. It's like kind of like, wow, you know,
Unsolicited advice, but you should think about putting that in a shop. It's because, yeah, what somebody was telling you about putting sold under each thing. I tried to do that for a while, and that's so annoying,
yeah,
especially if you post on different, like I post on Facebook, LinkedIn. If I went through all that and marked sold, I would I don't know, I'd
yeah.
quit life.
What type, like, so you have your own shop or do you use a website? Like, are you on
Right
Etsy?
now I'm using right now I'm using Etsy, and
Yeah.
then I'm building my Shopify site because I'm starting to realize I'm drawing a lot of my own traffic. Etsy's good because it especially a lot of the international sales I've had have come through Etsy. I think it's great.
So you
And
profit well off of there? Because I know like there are some sites that kind of gobble up a lot of it.
it's a cost, but my see, now Shopify is not. There is a cost, but your return's pretty good. Um so what I liked about, I used Etsy really hard before the pandemic. I was giving it a push because I just like the idea of broadening my audience.
Yeah.
And it did that. But then when the pandemic hit, so did making videos every day and posting every day. So there's pros and cons, but Shopify is amazingly easy to set up. There is a cost to have a shop. I think it's, I want to, don't quote me, but I think like 30 a month
Yeah.
versus paying the fees on Etsy. Etsy's good, I think, if you want to, like I said, broaden that audience.
Yeah.
Especially, I think your work would do well because um, your work is so consistent stylistically, the what it's on, and I
Yeah,
think it
it's
would do
cool.
well on
Like
there.
at work, I could just smuggle as much cardboard as I want. So that's where I got that idea.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
then I just
awesome.
like cut it, because I think getting rid of a lot of the extra space helps.
Yeah,
It looks pretty cool. I'm surprised people do want to know measurements, which I get now.
yeah.
So,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
because it could be like 5 foot tall.
that's true. That is
Be a
true.
really
Manute might
large piece of
turn to
cardboard.
be, yeah.
That's funny, but no, I just and I just I give that unsolicited advice because I always think if you're making something, it should be out there. It should go into the world so that you're inspired to make more.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I
And
don't plan on stopping. I paint probably, well, today I did two paintings, I think. I'll
yeah,
do like two, maybe one a day, or
yeah,
maybe I'll do three a day and then I won't do some, because I need to like chill out.
yeah.
But it's it,
You
like I
get
said,
burned out.
it's just I don't know, I get too caught up in it. Like I need to stay off my phone. I'm on my phone too much. Like I kind of feel like I'm Like I should just have like moments when I have phone time, you know? And then I should read a
Yeah.
book maybe sometime too, because I used to read books and I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know what's good is because yeah, when the studio's going, I always have podcasts or something going.
I need to
There's a
look into podcasts so much more because at work we're able to listen to like music and stuff like that. And so many people at work listen to podcasts and they've given me recommendations. There's a guy at work who has a podcast, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm going to check you out. And I never do. But I
talk
need
about
to
yeah.
definitely get more hooked up into that. I'm very behind time, you know, old fashioned. I don't know any of these hot techie things.
You know, one thing I've learned, like I said, I've been a working artist since I was 18, is is to jump on what's happening. I started in photography, and I remember the fossils saying that digital would never replace film. And you know, now I use my phone to do
I
what used to
know.
take me hours in the dark room.
I never thought I would give up my camera. You know, I just actually purchased an
Yeah.
iPhone 12 because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, my camera, I had a Panasonic, a Lumix Panasonic, and I love that thing. I ordered it through
Mhm.
Crutchfield like maybe 8 years ago, and it just died, and I was so sad.
Wow.
And yeah, oh, but like I love to go like I was for a while going into like abandoned buildings and stuff like that, you know, and taking pictures, and that camera
Cool.
was so great, you know. And I want to get
Yeah.
back into that, but I also, you know, I'm getting older, so the thrill of the trespassing and all that stuff isn't
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You have to be, and you never know what you're going to
It's,
run into either. I mean, we
it's
always
funny
take
how
a group of us
yeah.
go, but it's
It's funny how
cool.
trespassing loses its allure.
Yeah, right. I know. As you get older, you want to follow the rules a little bit.
just
I don't
enough.
want to be in the newspaper for bad
Yeah,
things.
that would not right. Right. All right. Well, make sure you check out at ABRSLR. Does that stand for something?
Yeah, well, it was Ashley, and then my last name was Bressler, but then I got married, so it's not really, but I'm gonna keep it because I like it.
I see. Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's Ashley Bressler, but it would be
Okay.
Bressler, but I just shortened it.
Okay, cool. Well, check her out on Instagram. Um, it's an adventure every time she posts. So,
Thanks so
all right.
much. This was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Hopefully I didn't make too much of a fool of myself.
Did you know that's all
You
on
can
this
edit
end.
this and make me
I
look cooler than I actually
I no,
am.
you were great, and thank you, and um, I hope you'll come back, and we can check on your progress and
Yeah,
see what's
absolutely. I
happening.
mean, it's crazy. Like I said, it's really taking off. So, you know, and
Wow.
yeah, you know, I'd like to look into buying your art as well. We'll have to like message each other and stuff because I want a piece of your art for sure. And the Teen
Okay.
Wolf guy. Do you know him?
Cool.
Is it Brandon? I think he
No,
follows
I
you.
don't.
He does like the folk, but he does like Hulk Hogan and stuff like that. Let me
I'll
look a
have
second.
to.
Oh, crap. I lost you. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay.
I was gonna look. Do you have 1 sec?
Yeah, you're fine.
I thought it was Brandon Nets. Easel goes pop.
Oh yeah,
This stuff is
his
so
work's
cool.
amazing. You know, I'm going to have to hit him up actually,
That stuff
because
is so neat. Like I
he's
saw,
it's like it's wood carving, right? That
is
guy.
that what it is? Is that what
Because
it is?
they're three-dimensional, but yeah, they look
Yeah.
like
But
he's
then he also has like his like White Man Can't Jump and stuff. I think that's acrylic, you know,
yeah.
like his movie paintings and stuff
It's
like
funny,
that.
it's so confusing with the screen names sometimes because I
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm kind of because I'm putting my stuff on there, but I'm also looking through and commenting and appreciating everybody else. But then sometimes like Like I feel bad. I forgot your profile did say Ashley.
No offense taken.
Because I was sitting here like
Next time I
practicing
come
saying
on,
the
though, you will
letters.
know.
Yeah, I'll remember. But cool. All right. Well, we will sign out now.
All right.
Thank you
Have a
again.
great night.
You too. Bye.
Bebop. Bebop.